Hello everyone, welcome to the Gate Engineering online learning classes. In this video, we will talk about the convolution integral. In the last video, we had discussed about the convolution sum and we discussed some problems on the convolution sum. The convolution sum is defined for the discrete time signals as well as discrete time system. But the convolution integral is suitable for the continuous time signal and continuous time system. The definition for the convolution integral for the LTI system is defined as xt convolution ht, which is represented by integration from minus infinity to infinity x tau ht minus tau d tau. Now, let us assume we have a LTI system, input is xt, we will get output yt, which will be nothing but the xt convolution ht. If we give input signal as impulse function delta t, we will get output equal to delta t convolution ht, that will be equal to ht. So output will be the impulse response for the given input signal as impulse function. Now we'll discuss some property on the convolution. First property, the commutative property, that is defined as xt convolution ht is equal to ht convolution xt. So here we can write yt is equal to k is equal to minus yt equal to tau is equal to minus infinity to infinity x tau ht minus tau d tau. That can be written as tau is equal to minus infinity to infinity h tau xt minus tau d tau. This property is this integration is defined for ht convolution xt and the left side integration is defined for xt convolution ht. So both are the commutative property. We can interchange xt and ht to get the response. We'll get the same response in both the cases. Now we'll talk about the associative property, that is defined as xt convolution h1t, then convolve with h2t. And on the other side, first we can convolve h1t and h2t, then we can convolve with xt. So this satisfies the associative property as well. And the next property, the distributive property. Distributive property is defined as xt convolution h1t plus xt convolution of h2t. On the right side, we can take the common xt from both the convolution and we can write xt convolution h1t plus h2t. Now, next property is that is the shifting property of convolution. So, if we have a convolution signal x1t and x2t, we are getting the yt. If we shift it, if we shift the input signal by some amount capital T, the same amount of the shifting will reflect in the output yt. So, if the signal is x1t convolution x2t minus tau, and or x1t minus t convolution with x2t, will get yt minus capital T. If we shift both the signals by some amount, like x1 is shifted by t1 and x2 is shifted by t2, we will get yt minus t1 minus t2. Now we'll talk about the last property, that is the width property. If width of the signal x1 is t1, width of the signal x2 is t2, if we convolve both of them, the width of the convolved signal will be t1 plus t2, and the starting point will be the starting point of the x1t plus the starting point of the x2t will get the starting point of the convolved signal. Similarly, end point of the x1t plus end point of the x2t will be the end point of the convolved signal. Now we will solve some problem on the convolution integral. Compute the output yt for xt is equal to ut and ht is equal to e to the power minus at ut when a is greater than 0. So we can draw xt ut, that is defined for t greater than equal to 0 and its value is 1. For t less than 0, xt value is 0. Now ht is defined as e to the power minus at ut, where e to the power minus at is defined from minus infinity to infinity, but e to the power minus at is multiplied with ut, so it will be defined for only t greater than 0. So we'll get such kind of the decaying exponential signal with respect to the time. Now for t less than 0, if we plot ht xt minus tau, ht is defined as same as what xt minus tau means we can represent xt minus tau as u of t minus tau, because our xt is the u of t. Xt minus tau we can represent by u of t minus tau, that is defined for t minus tau is equal to 0, that is defined for t minus tau is equal to 0, then we will get tau is equal to t. So our signal will start from t. And it will go towards the negative side, because tau is negative, it will go towards the negative side or towards the minus infinity side. So signal is starting from t and it is going towards the minus infinity side. But here it is starting from the negative side because t is less than 0. We are considering the case for t is less than 0, so t will be negative. So that's why it is defined for t less than 0. Now if we convolve both of the signal, if we multiply both of the signal ht and xt minus tau, ht is 0 for t less than 0, but xt minus tau is 0 for t greater than 0. Therefore, if we will get 0 here. For t less than 0, ht minus tau is equal to 0. Now for t greater than 0, we'll get the same kind of the representation for xt minus tau or ut minus tau, but here t is greater than 0, that is positive value are here. So signal will define from t to minus infinity. If we multiply both of this signal xt and xt minus tau, we multiply, this value is non-zero here and this value is non-zero here. So we'll get some finite value because some non-zero values are overlapping between ht and xt minus tau. So we'll get some finite value. Now we'll compute the integration. If we compute the integration from minus infinity to infinity, ht is defined as e to the power minus at ut. So we write h tau. H tau will be e to the power minus a tau u tau, and xt minus tau will be u of t minus tau d tau. Now we'll try to replace the u tau and ut minus tau with the limit. Ut minus tau can be defined as minus infinity to t, that we can see in the diagram. So limit will be minus infinity to t e to the power minus a tau u tau d tau. Now we'll replace u tau. U tau is defined for tau greater than equal to 0. So here limit will be tau is greater than 0 to t. So yt will be 0 to t e to the power minus a tau d tau. Now if we compute the integration of this function, we will get this expression for t greater than 0, or for t less than 0 we got 0 value. Now we will solve one other problem. ht e to the power minus at ut and xt e to the power at u minus t for a greater than 0. In case 1, we consider t less than 0, we will see x tau ht minus tau. X tau is defined as e to the power at u minus t. U minus t means function is defined for the negative value, and e to the power at is the rising exponential signal. So e to the power at is the rising exponential signal, but function is multiplied with u minus t. So that is defined for t less than 0. Now we'll plot e to the power minus at ut. E to the power minus at ut is plotted like this. If we write ht minus tau with respect to tau, if we write ht minus tau, signal will start from t and it will go towards the minus infinity. So our plot will be look like this. Our t is less than 0, that's why it is starting from the negative side. Now if we multiply both of these signals, we'll get some non-zero value because our non-zero value in both the signals are overlapping. Now we'll compute the integration and we'll replace this limit. First we'll write x tau. X tau is e to the power a tau u minus tau. Ht minus tau will be e to the power minus a t minus tau ut minus tau d tau. First we replace u minus tau. U minus tau is defined for minus infinity to 0. Its value is 1. So integration limit is minus infinity to 0 e to the power a tau e to the power minus a t minus tau ut minus tau d tau. Now we'll replace ut minus tau with the limit. It is defined from minus infinity to t. So we'll get minus infinity to t e to the power 2a tau e to the power minus a t d tau. Because it will become e to the power a tau multiplied with e to the power a tau, we'll get e to the power 2a tau and e to the power minus a t d tau. Now we'll integrate it and we'll get this expression e to the power a t divided by 2a. In the similar way, we'll compute for t greater than 0. We'll check x tau ht minus tau is non-zero here. X tau and ht minus tau. Here ht minus tau is plotted the same way, but here t is greater than 0. That's why we're starting from the positive side. If we multiply both of them, we'll get some non-zero value and we'll compute the integration in the same way. We'll get minus infinity to 0 because our both the signals are overlapping from the negative side till 0. And signal will be e to the power a tau, e to the power minus a t minus tau d tau. Now we'll solve it, we'll get this expression e to the power minus a t divided by 2a. Now we can write yt as 1 divided by 2a e to the power minus a mod t, because same kind of expression we are getting for t greater than 0 and for t less than 0. Thank you for watching this video.